It is the RIOT Podcast, Tuesday, December 13th edition. Good day, y'all. Can I call your attention to the RadioU Fantasy Football League?
Oh, that's still going.
It's still going, but but not for somebody among us.
Oh, is it me? Am I out? It's
Knocked out,
fine.
Nikki.
Yeah,
Listen.
That's what you get when you trust your team to my wife.
I wasn't even playing, so it's no big deal. I don't mind being out.
And Hudson was the one that knocked you out, so it was actually
really?
personal.
I did.
Aw, well, now it does feel hurtful.
It was, and I scored. I mean, I ran up the score. Did you see this?
He did ramp the
I think I
score.
doubled you up.
Really?
On point, yeah.
I don't know what any of that means, but it's fine.
Well, you know,
Hudson did a really good
like
job.
when the Buckeyes play Toledo?
Yeah.
It was like that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So how much longer do we have for you two, if you're still in the fantasy
I think
football
there's like
stuff?
3 weeks left or so.
3 weeks. Yep. This week, I've got a matchup with Sydney.
Yeah.
Winner go home. And Isaiah and Nene each have matchups with listeners as well. Oh, and JR still around.
Okay.
And that's your final 8 right there. And then next week will be the semifinals, and then 2 weeks from now the finals.
I meant to ask.
Or
So
two and a half
Nene
weeks.
was at the Cowboys game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
Did
forgot
they
about
win?
that.
They won, but
They
it was
won.
a close
Oh,
call. It
well,
was
that
a
was
close
good.
call.
I was hoping they would win.
I forgot that he went to that game. That was
Yeah.
exciting for him.
Yeah, he was. They really did almost lose to the worst team in the league, so that would have been
Bad.
entertaining for him to come back and recover from that.
Well, Nene, if you just listen to our podcast, he's one of our DJs here at Radio U, where we're the Riot on Radio U. So he went on Sunday.
Yeah.
So today during the show, one of the things we talked about is calling in sick and sort of the protocol to that, how we feel about doing it, whether we like it or not, and how we feel when other people do it.
Yes. You have something to add?
No, just
I thought
whatever.
you were going somewhere.
I mean, I can take it somewhere if you want me to.
I think we covered most of our feelings towards it, but I think every so many months this article comes out because it's like the time when the flu's going around or the time when this is going around, and then they want to make either people feel better or feel worse about taking time off.
How about this? When was the last time that you said that you were sick, but you actually weren't and you called off? Have you guys ever done that?
No,
I've
it's 'cause
never done that.
My responsibilities, I do my stuff at home even on Saturday
Yeah.
and Sunday. So like if I'm sick, I'm still miserable. I'm just doing my work while sick. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I need less responsibilities that are daily.
My wife often encourages me because until this year I've taken a couple sick days, right? But before that, I really would never take sick days.
You never would.
And she would say, "You never take sick days. You should just take a fake sick day. Just say you're sick. You deserve it because you never get sick. Why should you have to work more because you don't get sick?" Which is a good point, actually.
Well, now you got
It is
sick
true.
more.
Yeah, now I finally had to actually use sick days for actual sickness. So we'll see what 2023 holds. Maybe I'll call in sick.
Some fake sick days? Yeah, I
Gotta
like
save
that.
them for the year, though. You
Yeah,
never
I gotta
know.
space them out.
'Cause
You
it's
can
hard
plan 'em.
when you call in fake sick and you only have so many sick days, and then when you get real sick, then you really need those.
Yeah, that's what because I last year had like a lot of sickness last fall, and so I never like used any of my sick days this year really, but I was like saving them just in case I got really sick again, and then I never did, and now I have like 3 sick days that I'm not going to use unless.
You know, I'm not giving you your sick days as time off. You're not getting it. You don't get that.
Tomorrow I'm like, kind of feeling under the weather.
He's gonna bookend his sick days with his time off.
With my days off. I'm going to start taking Thursdays as sick days. We also talked about the best time to leave a New Year's Eve party and what we're getting into for the special day.
And if you're going to plan a New Year's Eve party, there's some details on what's the average for how many people? When should people stay? Where do they go?
When to kick them out.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, and then we wrapped it up by talking about National Ice Cream Day.
So there's 2 National Ice Cream Days.
Yes.
Well, for this one's like the not as big as the July one. So
Makes sense. It's December.
I don't think you're going to get a lot of deals because not everybody's celebrating this version of National Ice Cream Day. It's
I'll
still
be
there.
celebrating.
It's just not as big, again, as the summertime one.
Yeah, I think I'll celebrate too. I got some good ice cream.
I need to get some ice cream. Maybe like the Grater's Apple have some ice
No,
cream.
go
for
eat
me.
what's in the freezer.
Oh, do we have ice
We
cream?
can't
in the
eat all
freezer?
of it on-
Oh yeah,
on Thursday.
I know.
Well,
We
we're
do have
gonna
a lot of
crack
ice cream in
those
there.
little Debbie's open before
We can't eat
Thursday.
all of them.
There's other ice creams in there.
Oh yeah.
There's a bunch of ice cream in the freezer.
Yeah, but I think those ones we didn't like enough, and that's why they're still.
That's why they're still.
There's other
the
ones
Pumpkin Delight Little Debbie one has been in there for like.
There's
4
other ones that we
months,
haven't even tried that are in there.
Like what?
There's like the Creamalicious ones.
We tried
tried
those.
them?
Nope, there's different ones.
There's not.
What?
I guarantee you, when we go get breakfast, I'm going to show you ice creams we've never tried before that are in there right now.
All right,
I
let's
guarantee
go.
it. I'm so excited.
Well, you enjoyed the podcast. We'll see who's right. We're going to head over to the break room and make sure you text and say hi, or if you have anything from any of the topics we cover in the podcast today, make sure you text at 877-2-RADIO-U.
We love to hear from you.
We do.
All
See you guys.
Catch you
Bye.
next time.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Okay. So the World Cup still going on. There's like 4 more matches and then it's all over. A lot of countries, we started with 32. We're down to 4. That means a lot of countries have been eliminated and their fans have had to return home to the country from which they came. And with that, doctors now are warning of something that World Cup fans could be bringing back with them to their homeland, and that is camel flu.
Is camel flu like a bird flu where we don't really get it as humans, or
Oh, no.
no humans get it?
Humans can get it. That's the problem. Because, if you're bringing back the camel flu and you don't really get it, but you could give it to your camels, that wouldn't really be a big deal, right?
We don't
wouldn't
have
be too
that
worried.
here.
Just don't go to the zoo for a while.
You're right.
And you'll be fine. But camel flu is actually...
How many flus are there?
Is there one for like every animal?
I think there is at this point.
And some animals have multiple flus. For camel flu, humans can get it. I think it seems to be fairly rare. However, when humans do get it, it is actually more deadly than COVID-19.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. Now, granted, I guess with COVID-19, at least for a while, everybody's getting tested for it. I don't know if they're testing just every random person for camel flu. So the percentages might be skewed, but nevertheless, about 4% of people who are diagnosed with COVID wind up dying. Whereas with camel flu, you're talking about over a third of people who actually get diagnosed with camel flu wind up dying.
Oh, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, that's not good news.
We don't need anything else. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, so if you've got any friends that traveled to Qatar for the World Cup, big soccer fans, you might want to stay away from them. Tell them to quarantine for a little while. They say that camel flu can be picked up either just by being around camels and also if you were to drink like raw camel milk. Would be another way.
Yeah, well, you would think you wouldn't do that.
That's how it gets to
Into people?
humans, and then humans can pass it to each other. So raw camel milk, I don't think I would advise that. You ever had camel milk?
No.
You ever had any weird milk?
No.
Just regular cows?
Well, I'm more into the almond, soy, cashew milk.
Those are weird milks.
To me, cow
the
milk
answer
is weird.
Yes. Your answer is yes.
No.
It is weird that you drink cashew milk. That's
From
very
little
odd.
tiny cashews.
Yeah. It is concerning. They say that the symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting,
No, fever.
growing a hump.
No, that's not it.
That's not one of them.
No, but please
that could
tell
be
your
from something else.
please tell your doctor. I know we don't like to
You
go to
do grow a
doctors,
hump?
but please go to your doctor if that's it.
The hump?
No, yeah, if you get something.
If you get a hump.
Yes.
Or if you have vomiting and diarrhea after going to Qatar for the World Cup.
we think we've narrowed it down. Everybody here, for the most part, has gotten some form of the flu.
Uh-huh.
But Chris, he's been sick maybe longer than me. And because I just have laryngitis from the flu. And then Chris, he doesn't have what we had.
No.
But Chris went to Vegas over Thanksgiving.
He did go on vacation.
He picked up a Vegas
The
sickness.
Vegas flu.
And then that's what he has, which is different than all of ours. So if you travel, you really can bring something back that is not something in your area that's going around.
Yeah, just because you get exposed to just random different things.
Yeah.
That you're not used to. So that is.
And his wasn't a bad buffet. He got an actual thing.
It feels like you need a vacation, and then you also need to take a week off after your vacation to isolate
To
make sure
recover.
you don't start spreading whatever virus you got on your trip to everybody else.
It's actually, I know we're teasing, but there's actually something to that.
Which is actually
sad.
It's actually what I'm doing for the holidays.
Yeah,
so
you're
it's gonna
going
work
away.
out. Yeah, I'll protect you all from my sickness.
Thank you.
It's the
You
least
were
I
the
can
one
do.
who started this flu in the beginning.
Well, is that actually
I think it
accurate?
is.
I don't know.
Who else did it? Who was the cause?
Well, if you go back to like the fundraiser, Isaiah was sick, and that was in like
You
September.
can't blame him.
I think that's when it all started.
I don't think
I
it
think
was.
that's when it all got going.
This is a really slow flu.
Trace it back to that.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Did you guys see the big news yesterday?
What's the big news?
Here? Nikki, you didn't hear
What?
that
Bump,
Sydney.
Bump, bump. Another one bites the dust.
What?
What song are you
I
singing?
didn't know either.
Oh, Sydney, I did see the
Yeah.
news.
I saw the Sydney news.
Yeah.
Sydney, if you missed it yesterday, Sydney, who takes over after us every day, Sydney has gotten engaged to her boyfriend, now fiance.
I loved,
soon to be husband.
JR's comment that he has to pay now Lex $10 because he lost
yeah,
a
that
bet.
was funny.
Yeah, I don't even know what their bet was. Just that she would
probably
be
was
the
she would-
next employee to get engaged. to
Probably
get
like
married?
that Sydney would ever get married.
Ever.
Yeah, that's probably what the bet was, wouldn't you say?
Or-
So
I think it was
JR was saying
more-
she would never get. No,
I think it
That's
was more
probably what
because
it
a lot
was.
of
I don't
people
think it
get
was.
engaged during the holidays, and would someone get engaged around Christmas
or
time?
maybe it could have been. Maybe we should just talk to them about this. But maybe they
No,
were thinking.
why? We just like to talk around everybody.
Yeah, well, with JR and Lex coming in the evenings, we never really get to cross
them.
paths with them at all. But maybe they were betting on if she would get engaged before the end of the year. I
True.
could also see that. But if it was who would be the next employee to get engaged, not to steal Sydney's thunder, but now is it Isaiah or Nene?
Uh-oh. What do we think here?
It's not me, I don't think. If I had to guess.
I think you're both equally single.
Yeah,
so,
I'd say so.
I put my money on Nene though. He's
Oh,
much better.
wow. Awesome.
What?
You think it. Never mind. Keep going.
I just don't think you'd rush into things.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Wait,
you might
what's
find
the
a-
timetable? Are we talking like, hey, who's the next Radio
Just
U
who's
DJ?
next?
You're
by-
right. It probably is Nene now that I think
By
about it.
Yeah,
next
see, you got
year?
insulted. It wasn't any offense about your dating. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't think you just date a gal. I think if Nene starts dating a gal, he might be a lot more likely to get really excited.
Don't get
And-
mad. He's just saying you have no chance right now.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's
I
not
got it.
true.
I get what you're saying. Fine.
Hey,
Okay.
you had a tone.
I'll prove you wrong.
So,
You get married to like the wrong person.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I just did it because I had to get, spite back.
In
at
Yeah,
it.
February,
that's
I'm
right.
like, so I got engaged today.
You win the bet, but you don't
Yes.
actually get married.
yeah. Okay, let's talk about Sydney though. It was typical Sydney fashion too, where she did not make like many gals, right? They get engaged and they'd make such a huge deal out of it. With Sydney.
Not that there's anything wrong with
Like
that.
her whole show yesterday could have been wall to wall. I got engaged this weekend, and I think she talked about it like once. So that's very Sydney for you. I appreciate that about her, and we're very excited for her.
Yay.
Yeah. Have you guys gotten invites to the wedding yet?
Sometimes when they get engaged, like it's not that fast. Unless you're the type that you've been ready and you were just waiting.
Just send them out immediately.
I know. And then the guy's like, what? Like,
It
hey,
could
I
be
have
like
this-
a long engagement too. Maybe they aren't getting married for like 2 years.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Some people do that. You think they would do that though?
I don't think they would do that, but I'm saying people do that.
Yeah, it
but I don't
doesn't
think they're going
sound-
to.
I don't know if Sydney's the type, again, because she didn't even make her show wall-to-wall engagement yesterday. I don't know if she's the type of gal that would, want to have like the most big planned out wedding.
It might be like a low key wedding. I
She-
could see it being a very low
I
key
know,
wedding.
so low-key that she doesn't even invite us.
Probably.
Sydney, again,
Possible.
we're sorry, Sydney. We're not actually asking you. We're just talking amongst ourselves.
well, congratulations, Sydney.
Yay, that's wonderful.
Yeah, we are very excited. So if you didn't hear it yesterday, make sure you shoot Sydney a text today and say congratulations.
Yep, absolutely.
'Cause she is engaged.
And tell
Congratulations.
Isaiah and Nene, it's fine. There's no
Best of
problem.
luck.
Who do you
The race
have
is on.
in the Radio U engagement pool?
Next, they're the two that are left.
8772 Radio U. I'm taking bets. I will book them between Isaiah and Nene.
You're going to lose so much money. I'm going to do it on purpose.
I'm the house. I can't lose.
So now Isaiah's really looking for someone.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
I want to see your guys' thoughts on this. This is according to Zycam. They commissioned this survey where they talked to 2,000 adults and found that 41% are likely to call in sick when they first feel sick. Like as soon as you start feeling sick,
They go ahead and call off.
you're calling off. 41%.
Pretty high number.
If I called in sick, the first time I felt sick, I'd call in almost every day. At some point, I have a moment where I'm like, I don't know if I really feel.
We can't go by our feelings.
Yeah, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's just us waking up so early that you're just gonna feel sick when you wake up that early, or because I feel like going back before I had to do this,
Yeah.
I think I still felt that way.
Well, we can also confuse sick for just like super tired. So like when we're super tired, you just feel worn down and then you want to call in sick. Or some of us really are sick. Oh,
And we still don't call off.
That's true. That is true. How about this? 32% said they don't feel bad calling in sick, but almost half of people do feel bad when they
they feel bad for doing it.
Do you feel bad when you call out?
Well, I think it's hard with this. I don't even like them saying call in sick because none of us call when we're sick. We just text.
No, we
Do you think
text.
that takes some of the pressure off?
I think so.
Some of the awkwardness and the uncomfortability of calling out?
It's really just the uncomfortableness of hoping someone sees your message in enough time if you're sick, but you don't feel as bad.
Yeah, I feel bad if I call off sick because I know that somebody else has to do my job. Like, it's not like I have a job. A lot of people have jobs where you don't have to actually do something every day. Like, if you call
They
off,
can wait for
no
another
one
day.
else is going to have to do, like, your work for that day. But if I call off, there's people that legitimately have to do my job that day.
Well, I mean, the world would go on if we had no podcast.
Yeah, I know, but
So you
somebody's going to
shouldn't
do
feel
it.
too bad.
But there's, like, parts of my job that someone's going to have to do, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's usually me.
Yeah, well, sorry about it. I say, no, you know what? I changed my answer. I don't feel bad
You
anymore.
don't feel bad at all?
If you're willing to do my work every day, you can do it every day, and I'll just hang out.
Well, you only get so many sick days, so hang on.
The thing is, if you have stuff that needs to be done every day and you have to call out sick, that might show your value actually as an employee. You call out sick, and they're like, "Oh, there's all this stuff that Isaiah takes care of. How are we going to get it all taken care of without him?
How can we
it
go
shows
another
how valuable
day?
you are. However,
Yeah.
if you feel like you can just call off sick whenever and nobody even notices, that's not good news.
And also when like somebody else calls off sick and then you have to do their work, talk about the worst day ever. I mean, you never dislike somebody more than when you're doing their work and they're laying at home. I don't care how sick you are.
Well, that's when you start judging. You're like, well, how sick are they? Or what
Yeah.
are they doing?
I'm like, you couldn't come in and do this, really? Really? We couldn't
you
do
can't
this?
log in and just do it from your
Yeah.
sick bed.
Now, here's the top question I have that actually I don't think they covered in this survey, but I always wind up thinking about this when I get sick or when somebody else gets sick is, would you guys rather, like for the three of us, if I'm feeling super sick, would you rather have me call out because you don't want me to spread it to you guys? Or would you rather still have me be here so you guys don't have to take on the load of taking over the burden of doing my job?
That's also the downfall of radio. We're all talking into these microphones. We're all pretty close to each other. We're going to get sick from whatever you have
We
anyways.
can't shut up and leave each other alone
We
and still have
can't.
work. Yeah.
So, like, if you feel okay, come in. If you don't. But you're still spreading it.
So that's just a sad reality. Then,
It's
I
a
guess.
sad- it's how it
It
is.
is pretty sad, which then really winds up crippling the show because then the sickness passes through everybody and we all wind up.
Okay, well,
Except
here.
Isaiah sounded horrible.
Let's make a pact. Next time we all get sick, we're taking the same day off until we all feel better.
Perfect.
Preemptive. So even
Preemptive day off.
Yeah, preemptive day so that we all don't get it and keep spreading it.
I love that. I love taking days off.
I like
That
the
sounds great to me.
I like the idea in theory. I just
In
think
practicality, it doesn't work.
Once if I'm already sick, that means I probably already passed it to you guys and it just hasn't hit you yet.
Yeah.
Which just means we're all going to wind up taking a whole lot more sick days that we don't have.
Well, raise your hand, everybody, if you're listening and you're sick too.
That's just how it is right
Everybody
now.
is sick.
Yeah, and if you think you're sick now, wait till after the holidays.
Oh, that is not nice to say.
That's not nice. So I feel like this is the main sick
Why?
time.
What is that?
For me,
No, after the holidays when you interact with a bunch of people you don't normally interact with, a bunch of children a lot of
you
times.
gotta stop kissing your cousins,
Then
dude.
putting their hands in their mouth all the time, wiping their nose on their sleeve, and you're going to
this is the rough time because you got the holiday stress. You're worn down.
You just transition from like fall to winter.
Yeah.
Your body's not ready for it.
It's hot and it's cold.
We've been sick the past 3 months as a collective group.
We have, and it's going to get worse after the new year, I'm telling you.
I hate that you're saying
You're going to be the one that brings it in. You're the one traveling. You're flying at Christmas.
Exactly. I'm going to be sitting in my house.
Yeah, but I told you I'm isolating after I travel, so you can't blame me.
This will be 100%
We blame you
At
for
the end
what
of
we
the
have
day.
now.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
I'd like to hear from folks on this. The conversation around the Radio U office lately has revolved around advent calendars.
It's the season.
I don't do an advent calendar myself. You guys do advent calendars?
I've tried a few, but I never really found one that was right for me.
Yeah. You haven't gravitated to one?
Well, I wanted the Aldi cheese one.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Aldi
didn't
is big
see
on the
it.
advent calendar.
I couldn't find it I think it was just sold out.
They do. The Aldi ones, as I understand, go very quickly.
Yeah.
So they can be hard to get because people get so excited about them. What about you, Isaiah?
I'm a big advent calendar guy. I usually do one
No, you're
every
not.
single
I think
year.
you're lying.
What kind of advent calendar do you do?
So this year I got a really special one. It's like a chapstick one. So every time it's another day passes, you get a new chapstick.
I actually think that sounds like a good one.
Isn't that a good one? I was scrolling through and that's the first one that popped up. No, I've never done an advent calendar.
I guess that'd be a little weird for you.
Odd for me to do an advent calendar.
It's
Some
advent
people grew up doing them, and
Yeah.
it just depends. It was never
Yeah.
a family tradition.
I mean, it's one like the advent calendars feel like one of those things, though, right? Where like kids, like a child's parents get it for their children, or like maybe you could have a more grown-up advent calendar from Aldi or whatever if you're a couple. But it'd be weird for Isaiah or just any like single person to be like,
Why?
"Ooh, I wonder what I get today."
Another day goes by. I'm opening it by myself.
Don't
that
you
would
think
feel odd.
it falls under the treat yourself category?
Yeah,
Like,
it probably does, but it feels
great.
weird because there's no one else there for me to like celebrate with when I get a
Right.
good one. And so I'm just like, yes. And then I eat whatever it is and then I just move on with my day. It feels odd. I
well,
don't like it.
On TikTok, advent calendars are all over because a lot of people will do like the beauty ones, or they'll see like there's some that are $3,000 or
Yeah,
$4,000 each. Like
Unreal.
It's crazy.
They're very expensive. And then the big thing for this season, instead of doing the advent calendar each day, a lot of people just on TikTok will open them all up at one time.
Well, that just feels like
Seems
cheating.
ridiculous.
Not as fun.
That is the ultimate.
But then you could see how
being
much
a child
chapstick you
thing.
got.
Yeah, you get like 12 or however many days there
I'm just
are.
so excited about all this chapstick. I can't wait until
I can't
tomorrow to
restrict
find out.
myself.
Yeah, that's really going back to being like 10 years old. But I do want to know, does anybody have an advent calendar they're plowing through right now?
Is it
'Cause
good?
We're in the midst of advent calendar season, right? So if you've got one, 8772 Radio U, if you'd like to recommend one to us.
Because it's good. What you can do is if it's not sold out, you get it closer to Christmas and they're on sale.
On discount.
Oh, yeah.
And then
You just catch up.
Open
because
up
like
all the ends.
And if you do it now or like you get it later on, then it doesn't feel like you're cheating if you open up all the windows at once.
you do like
right?
8 at a time. Because
I
today
gotta catch up. I gotta catch up.
We're like 12 days away now, and aren't a lot of them like 12 days?
I think there's
the
some
countdown.
12, most are
Some are the
25,
whole month.
right? Yeah.
Some are 30. Seems like a lot. Of
No,
things.
not the whole December, but going from December 1st to the 25th.
Ah, okay.
Or usually it's like the last day would be on Christmas.
Yeah. So if you've got a good one, text it into us, 8772 Radio U. What
I'm
kind
still-
of advent calendar?
Still looking for a cheese one, and then I want a cracker advent calendar because then you could have them each
Oh, a
day.
little cheese cracker one. Good
Match
combination.
'em up. Match 'em up.
The Riot, Radio U.
The question is, we're in the midst of advent calendar season.
You open a little door each
A
day,
little door, a box,
and there's something
window.
behind it.
And so we're wondering, do you have an advent calendar you've been plowing through this year? Because for all of us, I think none of the three of us have a advent calendar. Now, wait, before we go any further, you guys don't have personal advent calendars. Do you have one for your dogs?
No, I was tempted though.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would
Costco
do.
has an amazing dog one, but then I have to buy 3 of
That's
them.
what
And
I was
like,
going to
That's a
say.
lot.
That's your problem.
I'm not working at this.
If one of us was going to do it for our dogs, it would be you, but you have 3 dogs, so then you have to buy 3, and that's too much.
Unless each item is large enough, I could split it into 3, but I don't think that works.
Okay, so what do we got for text?
Well, everyone's mentioning, a lot of you guys have the Lego ones, and it seems to be everybody in every age. There's grown-up Lego ones.
That's what I was going to ask. What are the adults getting for
That's still the Lego ones. Joel is doing the Lego Home Alone house, and it contains 24 bags of parts, so he's building it one day at a time.
Actually, that sounds like the right way to build Lego instead of frustrating yourself by trying to make a whole Lego in one day. To go through and do a little bit at a time. That makes more sense.
And then Phyllis is doing the Lego Advent Calendar from Aldi.
Okay.
So that one is. Let's see. Jeff is doing a mini book one. Nicole's doing Legos. Tim has a coffee Advent Calendar.
Oh, now we're talking.
That one came from Target. That's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
And then Kristen's doing a jewelry one. So you get a little piece of jewelry each day.
I'm seeing here, I found the one for me. You know, like the typical Advent calendar is chocolate, right?
Yeah, a lot of times they're candy.
So I found the Williams-Sonoma Dolly Parton Advent Calendar filled with Dolly Parton chocolates.
How much is that?
Right now it's on discount, $26.99.
Oh, that's not bad
at
all.
That's expensive.
That's like all the ones I've seen are like $30.
That's like $1 a chocolate.
I don't know.
That's pretty good.
That feels, if it's already discounted too, like they know they've sold what they could sell.
Yeah. There's actually several Dolly Parton Advent calendars, so that's my list.
Yeah,
I want a Dolly Parton one.
There's like a bunch of them, but they're so wildly expensive. This one that I have here is like a 12-day like candle advent calendar.
I saw that one too.
$158.
Yeah,
and it's only 12 days.
It's 12 candles.
Well,
Most of them are all like 12 days, and they're all like either $30. Like there was like one that was like a dog one that was like $30, which is like a pretty good deal for like if you have like 12 dog toys, but they're all like obviously super small toys as well. Probably not high quality, but still $30 isn't bad. But a lot of these are like $100-some for a box of chocolates or for 12 chocolates, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah. And what like some of these, the things that aren't like, you know, if it's chocolate, cheese, or whatever, you could use it all up in that day. I feel like that's the spirit of an advent calendar. If you're getting 12 candles, that's going to take you a long time to burn through them.
Well, you can save one for like each month of the year following. Ooh. So like you could do that.
I was thinking like maybe you just light it each day and you just like burn that scent in the house. It probably smells good.
For one day.
Yeah, for one day. And next day you
can come back to them after Christmas.
Yeah.
No, it's great. Light your whole advent calendar on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Light them all.
While your chocolate melts too.
Yeah.
What about this? What L'Occitane? That's like lotion, right?
Yeah.
Their advent calendar is $80.
How much do you get?
For 12
days?
lotions?
For 12, 24, I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't specify.
You don't want to get get into the beauty ones.
I'm going to have to look on the Sephora
seems ridiculous.
website.
For 12 little lotions, it's like $80. That's not a good deal.
No, it's 24.
24 lotions.
Irresistible beauty products and beautiful illustrations. It's not even all beauty products. There's like,
so you get pictures still.
Yeah, here.
Sounds
look
like
at
a
this.
great deal.
There's soap. It looks like if you stayed at a hotel for several days in a row.
This would be what
the
you
stuff
gather?
you could steal. Yeah, that's pretty much what that is.
Well, what you do is really you be gentle enough if you're doing an advent calendar, and then next year you can fill it up with new things and like give it to somebody
over the course of the year.
Yeah, put the doors back on the advent calendar so they don't know, and it'll be fine.
Well, I don't know if I've become more likely to get an advent calendar.
I feel like you've actually fallen farther away from it.
Yeah, unless I do Tim's coffee advent calendar. That's the only one.
That's a good idea.
Speaking to me.
We would like an advent calendar that is $9.99.
It has a bunch of good stuff in it. It has the best stuff.
24 days of it.
Yeah.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Christmas is coming up, but right after Christmas, we can't forget New Year's, right?
You're right.
New Year's, it's a lot of fun. You guys do much New Year's partying? You go out or?
Hudson, what do we do for all the other holidays? You and I.
What do you mean?
Meaning, like,
let me tell you, not much.
Nothing, exactly. Why do you think? Why do you think?
I don't just like you speaking for me over here. I like to have a fine old time on the holidays.
On New Year's Eve, we're doing anything different.
No, I've had some fun New Year's in the past.
You got some big plans, eh?
I don't even know. So that's sometimes
up
New
in the
Year's.
Air.
Yeah. Sometimes
are you home by then? Or are you still with your family?
No, yeah, I'll be back at the home base. But that doesn't mean I'm staying home for New Year's. Maybe I'll go out and have some fun somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
But, I know, Isaiah, you're more of a New Year's guy, right?
I love New Year's. One of my favorite nights of the year.
Isaiah was telling me that New Year's is a tough night for him this year.
How come?
What would you like to share?
I mean, it's pretty much locked in that I'm going to get a New Year's kiss, so I'm going to have to entertain that.
You are or not going to get?
Well, we'll find out. That's the fun
It
part.
was locked in.
It's locked in.
You
But
have a
the one
date?
or the other's going to happen. No date yet.
Oh, okay.
No date yet.
The tough thing is that the Buckeyes, right? They play on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I forgot about that too.
So that could interfere.
If Ohio
with
State loses, there's some sadness to make her.
Yeah. And so that just might get
I
in the
guess
way
we do
of
have plans on
other
New Year's
festivities.
Eve.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
going to be doing, right?
Yeah, I'll watch the game.
With your New Year's Eve plans, when you're thinking about what to do this year for New Year's, apparently the best time to leave a New Year's party, because you don't want to linger, but you also don't want to head out too soon. According to a new survey, you want to leave after midnight, but before 1 a.m.
Before cleanup?
Yeah, you got to stay for less than an hour post ball drop.
Yeah, it makes
Is
sense.
the time to ski-daddle and get out of there, hit the road, so that you're not overstaying your welcome at a New Year's party.
Now, is it rude if you left at like 11:50?
Yes.
It's kind of like when you're at a sporting event and you leave before the end of the game.
Yeah.
But you want to beat traffic.
Especially
you
with all
cannot
the
leave early.
drunks, right, on New Year's
You
Eve.
cannot leave early on New
Yeah,
Year's.
you want to, get out before the rest of the party leaves.
If you get,
Have
I
you
see the
tried to
thinking.
leave at midnight? No.
I see the thing in the for safety's sake, you get out at 11:45. But
And then you do the ball drop thing in your car. You just listen to it that way.
Not the same.
yeah, I don't know. It's you do have to stay for the big ball drop, but it is weird. I don't know. Like I always find it weird figuring out what to do after the ball drops. It just feels like an awkward moment
Because
you
the
know?
party's kind of over, but it always still goes a
It
little
still
bit longer.
continues.
But no party it doesn't just culminate and then it just ends, right? It kind of has to ease down, and that's the problem with New Year's. You have to ease it down, but you don't have too long because then you're staying up way into the night. You're chasing the night. You don't want to do that. And if you're going to somebody's home, they might want to go to bed.
They're ready for you to leave.
Right. So
Well, they say nearly a third of people who celebrate New Year's Eve will be hosting a party this year. That's to 29%. If you host, most people normally bring 19 guests over.
19 guests.
19 guests. That's the average. Let's see. That's about 31% do that. And 71% of people say they plan on inviting more people this year than normal. So getting
big
back
New
to like
Year's.
bigger parties.
yeah, I don't know. 19 people at my house for New Year's feels
That's large enough.
My house isn't built for that. Yeah.
Let's see. Theme parties are still super popular for New Year's Eve. 32% of people surveyed said they like to do a themed event.
Like what?
You know,
Like a costume
like
thing.
retro, something like that for,
Is that what
for
you're
New Year's.
doing?
No, I'm not doing any of that.
You're not. No. The only theme
No
will
theme
be
for me.
Buckeyes.
Yeah, Buckeyes
Ohio
theme.
State.
Will I be wearing Ohio State gear on New Year's? I don't know. Big question because New Year's I would usually dress up for, look real nice.
Yeah.
But since it's an Ohio State game, will I be wearing my Justin Fields jersey? Possibly. I don't know.
I can lend you my my flashy jacket that I wore when I was Elvis.
Oh, the gold
your
one?
Halloween
That would be a
one.
You would
great
be
New
dressed to
Year's
impress,
jacket.
wouldn't you?
You're right. I need something like that.
That
I'll
would
probably
be an
wear
attention grabber.
my Ohio State jersey early on, and then I'll switch over into some nicer
How about
clothes
this?
for later
After
on.
they lose. How about
Whoa.
this? How about a bedazzled Ohio State jersey?
Oh,
Best of both worlds, right
Maybe
there.
I can
Uh-huh.
bedazzle myself. I could wear
you
my
could.
bedazzled jeans as well.
You can borrow my bedazzler if you want.
You have a bedazzler?
Yeah,
I should bet you do.
I'll let you borrow it.
I
Not
think it'd be
surprised.
awesome if you did, and I don't think you really do, though.
Yes.
I should get one,
Don't go
though.
lying like you have something that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then offer it for people to borrow it.
Let's see. Everything else is pretty standard for the New Year's Eve in case you're doing something. They say 48% think it's rude to stay too late. but 45% think it's rude to leave before midnight.
I think if you do leave at like 12:10 or something, though,
That's
it does.
good.
No, I think that signals to the person that you didn't
You
really
just wanted the night to be over.
Yeah, you were ready. You're like,
You were
this
there
ball
to
stay
can't
till
drop soon
12:30.
enough. This
You gotta
ball-
stay till 12:30.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Stay till like 7 a.m., have
No.
a breakfast,
No.
start your diet with them, and like clean their house out? Like, what are you
No,
supposed to
you
do?
gotta stay till 12:30, and then you hit the after
You
party.
have
Yeah.
to go home in time to start your New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, but you gotta stay long
New
enough.
Year's resolutions start in the second, though. Everybody knows that.
Oh, yeah, the first full
it doesn't
day.
even count.
Yeah, that's first is just recovery.
Either way, get your
yeah.
plans ready now because New Year's is coming up quick.
Yeah.
If you don't get your plans ready, you're gonna have nothing to do.
You don't
How
want to be
about-
caught napping on New Year's.
Well, wait, hang on. Let's do holidays in order. Make sure your Christmas stuff is done first.
Oh,
Yeah, you gotta
Christmas,
get
that's
that.
been set in stone for months.
Yeah, obviously we've got that done.
No problem.
This is the Riot Radio U.
Isaiah, you're our ice cream expert,
Oh yeah,
so you must know what today is.
National Ice Cream Day. I
Of
assume.
course.
Did you
it
just
is.
guess on that?
I just guessed. I mean, it seems as if it would make sense.
Because of how I introduced it, or because
Yeah.
obviously December 13th and ice cream go hand in hand?
yeah, why would you
Yeah,
have
obviously.
National Ice Cream Day like in the summertime?
In like July would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, you're already aware of ice cream in July. This is the ice cream companies probably trying to remind you, hey, you can still have ice cream in the winter too. You know?
I think they're being cheap because if they do any offerings, they
Oh,
assume that most
yeah.
people are not going to actually go and get a free ice cream on National Ice Cream
True.
Day.
That's a good point.
I wonder what kind of deals are going on today.
Oh, look.
I
I see
bet
some
you
deals
Not
up.
much. But while you guys look for the deals,
Get one free taste testing spoon.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Every place is doing that.
So your favorite place to get ice cream is Grader's, right?
Yes.
Nikki, do you have a favorite scoop shop?
You know, I love ice cream, but not as much as like, say, a cake. So like for me, if I could choose, I prefer the places where they'll put like all the pieces of stuff in your ice cream.
like a Dairy
It's on
Queen
that way
style.
as well. Yeah.
Not so much Dairy Queen. That's
That's the first one that came to mind. Thinking like a Blizzard, you can add in all the things in there.
true, but
Cold Stone.
Cold Stone, something like that, where like they do the little mix-in things.
Cold Stone intimidates me.
Why?
It's so expensive. The sizes are crazy names.
You can't just have a flavor
They
like a
sing
normal
to
thing.
you if you tip. And
stop tipping.
Right. And there's just like, I don't know. You'd feel weird going into Cold Stone and just ordering a regular ice cream too. So I don't know. It intimidates me mostly just because it costs a lot.
So that's really it.
Yeah,
But
okay.
Nikki said something also that interests me. You like cake more than ice
I
cream.
prefer, like, if I had a choice, we're like, hey, let's have a dessert. I'm not usually going to go pick an ice cream. I feel like it's more payout to have like a piece of cake or something.
See, I think the best ice cream is better than the best cake.
You think so?
What do you think, Isaiah?
I don't know. I don't know if I can agree on that one.
You like the best cake is better than the best ice cream.
I like a lot of cake. Like if we're taking all the cakes into
But see,
accounts, like
you're
cheesecake.
able to eat all the ice cream and cake that you want.
Yes, I can.
And you have no problem with it, so you can have both.
And I love it. So great. But for me, I don't know. That's a really hard question. I love like Graders. I love it so much. But at the same time, a really good cake sounds fantastic to me.
What is the best flavor of ice cream?
So now wait, is there more than one National Ice Cream Day? Because there's also one in July.
That makes
that
sense.
Makes a lot more sense,
Yeah,
doesn't
it does. There's one in July.
But I mean, I looked at the
Did you?
the National Day calendar.
I have it as well here, confirmed.
National Ice Cream Day. It has 4,000 shares from this website as well.
So National Ice Cream Day also looks like it's Sunday, July 16th. It'll
days
be for
after my
next year.
birthday.
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, so wait, did we find any deals
I didn't see much.
Ridiculous.
on National Ice Cream Day?
Half of them are probably not even open. The ice cream shops.
Oh yeah,
That's
the really
right. When do
good
they
ones.
close?
A lot of times they close for like fall or like after fall into winter.
Yeah.
Does that make them really good?
It's usually the more like handmade local ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Graders are like the big chains. They're not closing.
Yeah, they're going to stay open. But like
Yeah.
all your like local places that probably are better are for sure going to be closed.
You know
they
the
were
ones
so
that look like
good.
an ice cream hut?
Yeah.
If they were so good, their ice cream would be able to stand.
Well, they're small businesses, Hudson.
They can't. It's like
They can't afford it.
Farmers can't like farm in the
but
winter.
don't they still have to pay rent
Yeah, but
on the building in the winter?
But then
You
you're
make
paying
enough in summer.
employees. It's all that overhead you're not able to compensate for because your income is going to be more down because people aren't going to go as much.
well, why do you think?
A little business 101 for you.
Why do you think Graders and Dairy Queen were able to stay
Because
open?
they have that support,
Expand.
from the franchise.
Oh,
Because they're
yeah.
all across
they've
the country.
expanded. That's the reason they're chains, because they were entrepreneurial. They said, you know what? No other ice cream shops are open in the wintertime, so that's a space we'll take. And then boom, expansion.
Yo.
Yeah,
Must be it.
hit it
I
big.
just am a small business supporter, so for me, I guess that's just how it is.
You're just a restaurant food supporter.
A restaurant
You'll eat
food
anywhere.
supporter.
And which ice cream shop are you going to every Sunday?
I go to Graders. But
See?
growing up, but listen, there's not a single place around me that says it's a small business one. I swear.
But I'm saying that if there was, you would keep them open because you go get ice cream every week.
I would, but they're not around. It's the easiest one.
I rest
It's right next to me.
my case.
All right. Well, I didn't know we were in the courtroom, but make sure you take a look and see if your favorite local place is doing anything for National Ice Cream Day for the winter version.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.